Hi everyone, it's Big Al again. What I want to talk to you about today is one where your toilet system, after you've flushed it, takes forever to fill up afterwards. It's forever droning on and on, and you got to use it, and of course it's still filling up and it won't flush. And another annoying problem a lot of you are finding is that often when that happens at night and someone's used the toilet, that the tank valve in the loft is also taking forever, because if that ball valve is filling in slowly, then so is the one in the loft. But there can also be another problem with that loft valve. It could also be running slow itself, which is worth checking, because you can get a blockage in that valve as well. Now I'm going to show you a few valves here. These are Commodore valves. This is a standard part 2. I've took the main union nut off so you can see it. Okay, now this can be in a toilet cistern. It can be, usually it's in the roof tank. Now something that's worth checking if your tank is taking forever to fill up, or your toilet cistern, is to check this. When you part this, undo that nut, which is basically that one there. I've showed you a plastic one there. When you undo that nut, you'll be presented with that. Pop this out, have a look at it. Now that is to restrict the pressure from entering your tank or toilet cistern too fast. It's to slow it down a bit. Now quite often these fill up with rust, muck and all sorts of debris, collects in that hole there, and it needs cleaning out. Alright, so you just clean it out. It's best just probably to give your system just a quick flush to make sure there's nothing in the pipe. Just turn your main on and off quickly, just to shoot some water through the pipe with the valve out. Get someone to put their hand over the end of the pipe, blast it just for a few seconds, and then put that back. Now that's okay for the roof tank valve. That's usually the problem, and it's always a high pressure valve in there. Always got a seat that's high pressure. But what about your toilet cistern? Now if you've got a toilet cistern and it's got one of these in it, now it can be that you've got a low pressure system. You've had just your suite changed or your toilet changed, and you found it's running ever so slow. Well, that could be because they've left the high pressure seat in there. Now if you've got a low pressure to your bathroom, that is your toilet cistern is fed from the roof tank, okay, it's not got a lot of weight behind it, then this is the wrong seat for that. So the other thing to do is to take that out and put in a lower pressure seat. Right? And this is a low pressure seat, and it will fit straight back in there the same. Now that will allow a lot more water through, and that will mean that this toilet system fills up a lot quicker. Alright, and that's if you've got this type of valve with the wrong seating in it, and it's in a downstairs toilet. Alright, it's quite easy to change, and you can see there the differences in the different size widths, low pressure weights. I used to call it medium, but low pressure and high. Alright, so that's a fairly simple one. One to check if your roof tank's filling on and on, go up there and do check that that seating's not blocked up. If it's not blocked up and it's clear, then you know the system downstairs, when it's lately flushed at night, is the one that's slow filling, which will mean the one in the loft is also slow filling at the same rate to catch up. So you need to do that with the one downstairs. Now there's different types of valves. This is a plastic one. This is quite a common one in a toilet system downstairs. Fairly simple. There it is. There's your seat in there. Alright, just clean it out. Clean that out. Make sure it's done properly. Again, if you've got low pressure water, and you can soon tell because your taps are slow and it's off the tank, then change that for the medium one. Alright, make sure that's done and just change it around. Now this is quite a simple problem with these valves. It's a little bit more difficult when it comes to a Torbeck. This is a Torbeck valve, and these little diddies are a right problem sometimes, because you'll have to take it right out, and the reason why you've got to take it right out is because quite often they have one of these inside of it. Now this, if I pull it out, is a pressure reducer, so this is designed on the mains to cut the pressure down, but obviously if you've got tank pressure, it's only fed from the tank in the loft, then you're restricted very heavily, and this thing will fill in really slowly. Alright, so you're going to have to take it right out just to make sure there's nothing in there, and take that out if there is one in there if you've got low pressure. And as well as that, then you've got to split the valve like so. Take the front off, and you'll be presented with that type of arrangement. Now these are a little bit more tricky, because you've got to take that out with your finger, and there's a little pin there, the little needle valve there. You've got to slide it right out, and there you can see where it fills. Alright, make sure there's no blockage of anything around there at all, and clean it out, because these Torbex, I'm afraid, they work on low pressure and high, so you just got to make sure that bit is clear. And it is a bit awkward to get that pin, if you can see that pin there, back through that hole and slide that pin back inside there. Is a bit awkward. I mean, I'm not even going to attempt it without my glasses. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back on, so I'll do it in a minute, but I'm just showing you that's how you do it. Without glasses, I've had it, but and that's the little Torbeck, and you'll know it's because it's got this type of arrangements in the system, you know, where you adjust the level by twisting that up and down in your toilet. You've probably seen them, and if you've got one of those, that's worth a check. Alright, so it's just something I've got to go through, because a couple of guys have been on to me about their water pressure in their toilet systems being slow. Someone had a sweet changed, and since it's been changed, they've found that their toilet is taking forever to fill up before it needs flushing. Well, first thing you need to do is to check that valve, make sure it's the right one. Secondly, to make sure if it's a system that's been in for a long time but it started running slow, check that ball valve seating, make sure not only that it's got the right one in it, that it also is not blocked. It's a simple, quite easy tip, and it'll only take you 10 minutes to go up and check and find out. Alright, so that's hopefully a useful tip for you all. That's about it. Thanks very much again for watching, and you know my usual channel, Derrickton33, spread the word, Derrickton33, and my website .com. Thanks very much. Bye bye.